It is the return of 360 Wrestling Fanatic with episode 615, and I am going to be talking all about yesterday's WWE Summerslam Premium Live event and yesterday's early episode of AEW Saturday Collision. 360 Wrestling Fanatic is back right here, right now. 360 Wrestling Fanatic. Welcome back, Wrestling Fanatics, to 360 Wrestling Fanatic. I am Lance Brock on this Sunday night. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. It has been quite a while since I have been here for a new episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic. And you can tell that the 360 studio audience is happy to hear that. Not sure if anybody else anywhere in the world listening right now is, but I'm glad to be back. Unfortunately, just a quick update, the 360 studios aren't quite back to normal just yet. So, not sure how often I will be back to doing episodes of 360 Wrestling Fanatic, but as soon as I can, I am going to try to get back to the regular full-time schedule, or at least my normal schedule, few episodes or more during a week, and then of course, Good Morning Wrestling fans every morning as well. But without any further ado, let's get into 360 Wrestling Fanatic. We had a pretty big pro wrestling weekend. Last night we had the WWE Summerslam Premium Live event, and there were definitely a couple surprises that took place. We had an early episode of AEW Saturday Collision. Tonight, WWE Superstar Sunday on A&E, the season finale, 2 episodes of Biography WWE Legends with Trish Stratus and Becky Lynch. Just finished watching that a little bit ago. Pretty good episodes tonight of Biography. And let's get right into it. And first, let's start off with Collision, since that was first. Well, actually, the countdown to SummerSlam was first, starting at 4 p.m. Eastern, which was a 3-hour countdown show, which I watched both at the same time. And let's talk about Collision, which was a taped episode in Arlington, Texas, at Esports Stadium. Our commentators, Tony Schiavone and Nigel McGuinness, and we had an awesome tag team match to start off things. We had Mystico teaming with Hologram as they defeat the premier athletes Arya Daivari and Tony Nese, with Smart Mark Sterling in their corner. 9 minutes 40 seconds. The AEW Women's World Champion Timeless Toni Storm defeated Rach Chanel 57 seconds. Mariah May was involved in this too. And Kyle Fletcher, representing the Don Callis family, defeated Brian Cage 6 minutes 4 seconds. And representing the Blackpool Combat Club, Claudio Castagnoli defeated Lee Moriarty and Tomohiro Ishii in a three-way match to become the number one contender for the AEW Continental Championship. 10 minutes 34 seconds. Women's action, Thunder Rosa defeated Taya Valkyrie 7 minutes 54 seconds. And in the main event of Collision this week, we had Darby Allin, the Ring of Honor World Champion Mark Briscoe, teaming with FTR, Dax Harwood, and Cash Wheeler, and they defeated the team of the Undisputed Kingdom, Roderick Strong, Matt Taven, and Mike Bennett, and the Beast Mortos in an 8-man tag team match, 18 minutes 56 seconds. That was yesterday's episode of AEW Collision. Good episode, had some pretty good wrestling on it. Unfortunately, though, even though it was not going head-to-head with SummerSlam, it may have taken a bit of a hit, but maybe some people did like I did, watched Collision on TV, and then watched the countdown to SummerSlam on my phone. Who knows? Maybe a lot of people have the same mindset I had last night to multitask and watch both at the same time. Now let's move on to WWE SummerSlam, live from Cleveland, Ohio at Cleveland Browns Stadium, sponsored by Wingstop, C4 Energy, Prime, Straight Talk Wireless, and you can definitely tell this is a new thing for WWE now with all the sponsors, especially the canvas yesterday. I know it's been a few pay-per-views now since the Prime logo has been on the mat and the turnbuckle pads, but also yesterday we had the Wingstop and the Straight Talk Wireless logos in the corners as well. Our commentators for the action, we had Michael Cole, Corey Graves, and Pat McAfee. And like I said, we also had a 3-hour countdown show, which of course had the panel, and actually quite a few good video packages, good interviews as well. And we started things off with one of the most hyped matches heading into the event for the WWE Women's World Championship. Liv Morgan defending against Mommy Rhea Ripley with Dirty Dominic Mysterio in her corner. I talked about this before the other day on Good Morning Wrestling Fans, that I had a feeling that we were going to see Dirty Dom live up to that name, and we did. First, we see Rhea Ripley with the chair, and Dom takes it from her, which here looks like he's doing the right thing, because he tells Rhea if she uses the chair, she cannot win the championship that way. She cannot win the title. She'll get disqualified. So it seems like he's helping her out. But then he goes to the other side, slides the chair in. And this is when you know it's going to happen. Because after he slides the chair in the ring. Liv Morgan hits Oblivion on to Rhea Ripley onto the steel chair, and there is a smirk come across the face of Dominic Mysterio. Liv Morgan gets the win, 15 minutes, 55 seconds to retain the Women's World Championship. Liv is on the floor. Dominic helps her up and gives her a kiss right in front of Rhea Ripley. And more on that to come. Well, actually, I'll just go ahead and talk about it now. We see Damian Priest, the World Heavyweight Champion, back there with Finn Balor, obviously upset about what happened, and more on that later on. And next up, we had the WWE Intercontinental Championship on the line. Braun Breaker challenging Sami Zayn. And pretty good match here. And after Money in the Bank, a successful title defense from Sami Zayn. But last night it was Braun Breaker defeating Sami Zayn to become the new WWE Intercontinental Champion. 5 minutes 40 seconds. And we see a shot of one of the skyboxes, the Steiner brothers, Braun's father Rick Steiner and his uncle Scott Steiner watching. I really hope Braun Breaker has a really good run as the Intercontinental Champion. I hope they make him look strong. We'll just have to wait and see, though. The WWE United States Championship is on the line next. Ohio's own Logan Paul defending the United States Championship, coming out with that one guy, Machine Gun Kelly, and also, I forgot to mention, the beginning of Summerslam started off with some big jelly roll guy, some singer, doing a performance. I don't know much about him, but now on to LA Knight and Logan Paul. Once again, Logan Paul just continues to impress me, and I was surprised with this one. I actually thought Logan Paul was going to retain the U.S. title, but is LA Knight, getting the victory, 12 minutes, defeating Logan Paul for the United States Championship. Next up at SummerSlam, the WWE Women's Championship on the line as WWE Women's Champion Bayley defends against the 2024 Queen of the Ring, the Unstoppable Force, Nia Jax. And we get a little bit of a tease. Miss Money in the Bank, Tiffany Stratton, it's Tiffy time, comes to the ring. Looks like maybe she's going to cash in that Money in the Bank briefcase. But that is just a distraction to help out Nia Jax. She defeats Bayley and retains the WWE Women's Championship. 12 minutes, 30 seconds. Not a bad match here. Next up, we have a grudge match that has been built up for quite a while now. Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk with Seth freaking Rollins as the special guest referee. The bracelet came into play in this one, of course. Punk taking it off McIntyre, and then eventually it's on the mat. Rollins picks it up, puts it on his wrist. Punk has McIntyre up for the GTS. He sees that Rollins is wearing it. He isn't too happy by that. And Punk ends up getting into it with Rollins, hitting him with the GTS, and that ends up costing him. McIntyre gets the win, defeating CM Punk 17 minutes And then after the match, Drew McIntyre takes the bracelet off of Punk's wrist again. So I'm sure that we have not seen the last of this feud between Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. Possibly could lead to a three-way triple threat match, whichever you want to call it. Maybe at Bash in Berlin. The World Heavyweight Championship match is next. The Ring General Gunther defending against the WWE World Heavyweight Champion Damian Priest. Really good match here, I thought. And we see Finn Balor make his way to ringside. Damian Priest has Gunther pinned after the South of Heaven chokes on him. And Finn Balor grabs the foot of Gunther, puts it on the bottom rope, screwing Damian Priest. Gunther gets the win with the sleeper hold. 16 minutes, 40 seconds, and we have a new World Heavyweight Champion and the 2024 King of the Ring. Both King and Queen of the Ring winning their title matches. Gunther, the new World Heavyweight Champion. 60 minutes, 40 seconds. And it looks like with what happened earlier with Dirty Dominic Mysterio betraying Rhea Ripley, Finn Balor stabbing Damian Priest in the back, that could be seeing the end of the Judgment Day very soon. In fact, I saw that JD McDonough posted today that he is pretty much done with the Judgment Day, ripping the t-shirt off, saying he never liked the shirt anyway. So it looks like JD McDonough is out of the Judgment Day, and I guess Carlito is heartbroken about what happened last night at SummerSlam. Definitely looking forward to seeing what will happen tomorrow night on Raw, which, once again, due to the Olympics being on USA, Raw will be airing on Sci-Fi for the second week in a row. And now it is time for the main event of SummerSlam 2024. The undisputed WWE Universal Championship on the line. Bloodline rules. The American Nightmare Cody Rhodes challenging Solo Sikoa. Of course, there is interference from the Bloodline, Tama Tonga and Tongaloa, but then we hear the music of KO. Kevin Owens comes onto the ring, and then the Viper, Randy Orton, they chase them off, but there is one Bloodline member who has not been out there yet, and that is Jacob Fatu. He gets involved, attacks Cody Rhodes, puts him on the announce table, and does the splash. But unfortunately, things went a little wrong here. Jacob Fatu ends up injuring his leg, and not to get distracted from the match, but you could tell that he hurt that leg and very upset by it. And well, actually, I better get into the finish of the match first, and then they get back in the ring, and then we hear some very familiar music of the original tribal chief. Roman Reigns, the head of the table, makes his return, comes to the ring, Superman punch on Solo Sikoa, and then the spear, and he walks out. Cody Rhodes hits a crossroads, gets the win, defeats Solo Sikoa, 29 minutes, 10 seconds to retain the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. I thought it was actually an okay match. Wouldn't say it was bad, but I wouldn't say it was really that great either. And to be honest, I really didn't think Solo was going to be winning the championship. And too bad to see what happened to Jacob Fatu. Today there was a picture of him with a leg boot on. I think that's what it's called. And hopefully he not too seriously injured, but Roman Reigns is back. And definitely interesting to see what they do with this Bloodline storyline now. And now available on WWEshop.com is the new OTC Roman Reigns shirt, Original Tribal Chief. And that was WWE SummerSlam 2024. I'd say thumbs up show. I enjoyed it. And let me know what you think, though, in the comment section on WWE SummerSlam last night. There's also a poll, which is still up on X, Twitter, whichever you want to call it, at 360 Wrestling Pod. So if you are not following yet, go there right now, follow, and vote on the poll. 3 choices: thumbs up, thumbs down, in the middle. And so far it seems like people enjoyed it. Thumbs up getting most of the votes. And thank you everyone to tuning in to this special, or I don't know if it's really a special, but this episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic, episode 615. It's, like I said, it's been a while. Unfortunately, not really able to use the 360 studios right now. So I'm not quite sure when exactly I'll be able to get back to doing new episodes of 360 Wrestling Fanatic on a regular basis. But I really hope it's soon. But stay tuned every morning for Good Morning Wrestling Fans. Except for today, of course. But other than today, will be every morning, usual time, Good Morning Wrestling Fans. And that is all for this episode of 360 Wrestling Fanatic. And tomorrow, the Monday episode of Good Morning Wrestling Fans, gonna preview tomorrow night's Monday Night Raw with all the fallout from SummerSlam and the in-ring debut of the Wyatt Six, once again airing on Sci-Fi. But that is all for tonight. And until then, I am Lance, and I am a wrestling fanatic.